Yo, welcome to another episode of Mistake Mondays, and on this video, I'm gonna talk about the biggest mistakes I've made with money.
Indy Jones, back with a trendy flow. I'm still trying to find my voice in this hip scenario. Here we go.
Yo, what's going on? My name is Ruslan, hip-hop artist, creative entrepreneur. I run a small mom and pop shop label in San Diego, California called King's Dream Entertainment, and I started this series because I heard this super dope quote by Richard Dawkins where he said, organisms that can only learn from trial and error will lose to other organisms that can learn from other people's trial and error. My hope with this video is that through some of my trial and error, you can learn from it and not make the same mistakes. So I've made a lot of mistakes throughout my life. If you have suggestions, you want to hear more specifics, in the comment section, leave that below. Consider subscribing to this channel. But I'm going to talk about the biggest mistakes I've made with money. And they're kind of polar opposite in a way. The first mistake is having a poverty mentality where I just really didn't have the information about money. I didn't understand how money worked. And I did a lot of dumb things that put me in a deficit because I didn't have knowledge and I didn't have the confidence in who I was as a child of God and how kingdom principles work with finances. So the biggest mistakes I've made primarily was getting a car note. I remember I needed a reliable vehicle because in Southern California, everybody drives, so I needed a reliable vehicle. So I bought a brand new Hyundai Tucson, 0 miles on it. I had a car note. It took me like 5 years to pay that car note off, and that was a pretty big mistake. Another mistake I made is I got a gang of student loan debt. And that was just stupid. I don't know why I did that. I didn't really need the debt. If I would have finished college in 4 years, I wouldn't have had any debt because I was getting grants and stuff. But I got into a gang of student loan debt. Another mistake I made with money was co-signing on a condo for my mother. Don't ever co-sign for anybody ever. It's one of the worst things you could do because now you're attached to that person. I moved on and got married and moved out and did all these things, and my mom ended up having the condo go into foreclosure. The foreclosure dinged up my credit. The HOAs went into collections. I ended up getting sued. My accounts got levied. It was just a train wreck. It took me a while. It took me 18 months to pay off all this debt, all these mistakes. 18 months of focus, grinding with music, working multiple jobs, and me and my wife became debt-free. Some of you guys have heard of our debt-free journey, and it was one of the best things we could do was become debt-free. And so that is just some of the biggest mistakes I've made with money. But then on the flip side, once you become debt-free and you start making money, you could easily start spending too much money. You think that, oh man, things are good right now. I'm making a lot of money. There's things coming in. And you start spending more money by investing stuff into your business and not being conservative. And one of the things that I did is as I made more money is I started spending more money. And just recently, probably within the last 6 months, I was like, all right, I got to slow down. I got to reel it in. I got to get back to the basics of being frugal, being financially literate, saving money before I spend money. Sometimes I like to buy clothes. I've been getting a lot of tattoos lately. I've been intentional of like, all right, I can't just be getting tattoos if I have other responsibilities like saving and giving have to come before random expenditures that I may or may not want at the time. So there's this tension that you could start out and you could be poor. You could have a poverty mindset. You could not understand how money works. And then you start getting some breakthrough, you start getting some strides and you're doing well, and you slowly creep into the other extreme where all of a sudden you kind of think you've made it. And the truth is I'm making it. I'm doing all right, but I haven't made it yet. So I can't be walking around here. I remember at one point this is so terrible, around Christmas time, I was literally on OfferUp and eBay looking at gold chains, like Cuban link gold chains, like $1,000 chain. And I'm, in hindsight, like, I don't need a gold chain. Like, I don't need any Jordans. I don't need any of that. Like, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm taking care of. I'm going to get some more tattoos. But that's because the homie does them on the low, and they're not that expensive. But I don't need extra stuff, and neither do you. So if you're just starting out, man, break out of the poverty mentality. Learn the kingdom principles of how to manage money, of how to have an emergency fund, how to get out of debt. And then once you get out of debt, man, stay out of debt. Start saving money. Start investing money. Start putting your money to work for you. because that's ultimately where you want to be, and that's how interest and compound interest works, and all these different things come together. Invest in yourself, but don't act like you're rich forever just because you started seeing a little bit of money off of your career, off of your creative stuff, YouTube, music, whatever it is. So those are some of the biggest mistakes I've made with money. In the comments section, I want to hear from you guys. What other video ideas do you have for me to cover on these Mistake Monday series? Give this video a like. Share it with somebody who needs it. I know you know someone that needs this video. So share it with somebody that needs it. If you want to see more videos like this, consider partnering with us on Patreon. Hit that bell notification. Thank you so much. Peace.